In this video we're going to talk about indexing your spark plugs, what it is and what benefits it has for your engine. First of all, let's take a closer look at what indexing actually is. Here we have the spark plug. You can see on the top here the earth strap where the high voltage returns back to the coil through the head of the engine. Inside here is the electrode. When the spark fires, you get a spark between the two in this tiny little gap here. What we do when we index is we turn the spark plug around. We orient it so that this strap is not facing the intake port. So you imagine if you're looking down the intake port and the strap is facing that way, when the fuel and air mixture comes in, it's going to be shrouded from the spark here by that strap. So if we orient it around as close as 180 degrees away, you're going to have a free access, so you're going to get a better burn. The mod is free, so it's bang for the buck is pretty good. It's not going to be earth-shattering like turbocharger or anything, but every little bit helps, so I'll show you how you do it. First of all, you take all your spark plugs out and you have to mark a line up the body of the spark plug in line with the earth strap, so you know which way, by looking down, the spark plug is oriented. So if we put a line down the side, just like that, it's in line, so we can look down it and we can see how it's turned around. Do that with all your spark plugs, and also put a number on the side, 1 to 4 or 1 to 6 or 1 to 8, however many cylinders you have. So I'll number this one 1. Once you've numbered all your spark plugs, drop a grid like this. I've got a 4-cylinder engine, so I've got 4 cylinders and 4 plugs. What you can do then is when you put each plug sequentially into each cylinder, mark which way it's oriented. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take our plugs 1, 2, 3, 4 and put into cylinder 1 in turn. And when you see where the line is, you can draw it on your grid. Continue the same through cylinders 2, 3 and 4, and then you can get an idea of where each plug is oriented in every single cylinder. Then from there you can choose plug 1 is best in cylinder 3, plug 3 is best in cylinder 1, and so on and so forth. In a 4-cylinder engine it doesn't take too long because it's only 16 positions, 4 cylinders times by 4 plugs. In an 8-cylinder engine it's going to take a bit longer because you've got 8 times 8. If you've got a V12, it's going to take a hell of a long time because it's 144 different positions. But like I said, it's free and it's not too hard to do anyway. Alright, I'm going to put plug number 1 to start with into cylinder number 1. You can see where it lines up. Alright, if you have a look down in there, you see the line is around about at the 1 to 2 o'clock position. Alright, so we put a mark here, and it was about there. First one done.
Yep.
I finished working out which spark plugs I want to use in which cylinders. So you can see here I've circled them. Some of them I was just working out, so ignore the smaller ones, but these big black ones are the ones that we're going to use. You can see here, this line here is down from the intake port. The intake ports are lined up with the top of the page. This one here is pretty good. This one here is excellent. It's almost directly the opposite way around. This one here is a little bit forward, but it's not too bad because if it comes on the side, it's not being shrouded by the strap there. So that's alright. That's better, but we can work with alright. If that bothers you, you can actually buy spacing washers where you can see this washer on the bottom here. What you do is actually cut that off and you get copper washers which replace that of different thicknesses. It comes in a kit, but that costs money and I'm doing this cheap, so that's good enough for a road car. Let's stick them in and see what happens. We're going to start by putting plug 2 into cylinder 1. We've got plug 2 here. Power tools are awesome. Mini rattle gun. If you're going to use something like this, be really careful because it's incredibly easy to cross thread. Best to do it by hand if you're not too experienced. just like that. Plug 1, cylinder 2, plug 1, cylinder 2. Plug 3 into cylinder 3, 3 into cylinder 3. And 4 into cylinder 4. Done. It's also a good idea to stick some anti-seize onto the threads of the spark plugs, just so they come in and out easier and don't corrode in. You can also buy a dielectric grease which you can stick into here so that the rubber doesn't stick on to the spark plug. I've got good quality Magnacore leads here, so I'm probably not going to bother with that, but it can help if your spark plugs get very hot. And we're done. All we have to do is put the leads back in, put the cover back on and take it for a spin. Now, I'm not 100% sure of how much of a difference this makes. It's probably going to be different for different engines. If anyone can tell me a ballpark figure or do a dyno comparison, that'll be great. I'll add the information to the video. I don't have access to a dyno that's cheap enough to warrant doing a before and after with such a small mod. So let us know and see how you go with your car.